You're tired, bone deep, soul weary, tired. Not the kind of tiredness that sleep can cure, but the exhaustion that comes from seeking something that always seems just beyond reach. You've meditated for years, read the books, attended the retreats, downloaded the apps, and still, something feels missing. Still, that deep peace you glimpse in moments feels like a distant shore you can never quite reach. What if I told you that the very search that promises to free you has become your most elegant prison? Picture this. A traveler walks for decades, searching for home, carrying maps and compasses, asking every stranger for directions. One day, exhausted, he sits down to rest and realizes he never left. The journey was a dream. Home was always right here, in this very sitting, in this very breathing, in this very being that never moved. Nisargadatta Maharaj, the awakened sage who sold cigarettes in the streets of Bombay, spent his life pointing weary seekers toward this stunning recognition. He would look into their searching eyes and say with infinite compassion, "The real does not require effort. It is ever present. When the false is seen as false, what remains is the real." Today, we're going to dive deep into this teaching to understand clearly and practically how to recognize when seeking becomes suffering, how to separate the seeker from the search itself, and how to discover what Nisargadatta called your natural state, the peace that was never lost, never broken, never in need of finding. Think about your spiritual journey. Remember that first taste of something deeper? Maybe it was in meditation or gazing at a sunset or in a moment of profound stillness. There it was, perfect, complete, asking nothing of you. You didn't create it. You didn't earn it. It simply was. And in that moment, you knew, this is what I've been looking for. But then what happened? The mind said, how do I get this back? How do I make this permanent? What technique will give me this feeling again? And just like that, the seeker was born. The one who had found became the one who had lost. Paradise became a memory to recapture rather than a presence to recognize. This is the beautiful, heartbreaking irony of the spiritual path. The moment we try to possess what we are, we seem to lose it. The moment we seek what is always present, it appears to hide, like trying to catch your own shadow. The faster you run, the faster it retreats. Nisargadatta understood this exquisite trap. He had walked this path himself, had felt the burning desire for truth, had searched with the intensity of a man whose life depended on finding. But somewhere in that search, something shifted. The seeker dissolved. What remained was not someone who had found the truth, but truth itself, recognizing its own face. Here's the secret he discovered. You are not the seeker. You never were. You are that which the seeker seeks. The wave realizes it is ocean. The dream figure awakens to find it is the dreamer. The character in the movie suddenly knows it is the screen. But don't take this as philosophy. Let's explore this directly. Close your eyes gently. Take 3 slow, conscious breaths. Feeling your body settle, your mind quieting. Now, instead of seeking anything, simply notice. You are aware right now. This awareness, is it something you created through effort? Is it something you're maintaining through concentration? Or is it simply here, effortless, like space itself? Notice how this awareness has no boundaries. Thoughts arise within it like clouds in sky. Sensations appear within it like waves in ocean. Even the sense of being a seeker, even that appears within this vast, open knowing. Rest here for a moment, not trying to achieve a state, not seeking an experience, simply being the awareness you already are. Now, can you find the one who seeks? Look carefully. Where is the seeker in this aware presence? Is there someone separate from this awareness who needs to find it? When you look directly, what do you find? The seeker dissolves. What remains is not someone who has found awareness, but awareness itself, present, immediate, closer than your next breath. Open your eyes slowly, as if awakening from a beautiful dream. This is what Nisargadatta meant when he spoke of your natural state. Not a state you achieve, but what you are when all achieving stops. Not something you find, but what remains when all seeking ends. You are already that which you seek. Stop seeking and see. But how does this transform your daily life? How do you live from this recognition when the world still demands action, when responsibilities call, when the old habits of seeking resurface? Here's the profound shift. Instead of seeking spiritual experiences, you begin recognizing the spiritual nature of all experience. Instead of trying to become enlightened, you start living as the awareness in which enlightenment and non-enlightenment both appear. When stress arises at work, you don't seek to eliminate it. You recognize the awareness that knows stress is present and discover that this awareness is never stressed. When loneliness visits on a quiet evening, you don't seek to fill the emptiness. You recognize the awareness that knows loneliness and find that this awareness is never lonely. When anxiety about the future grips you, you don't seek to control what's coming. You rest as the awareness that knows anxiety and discover that this awareness exists only now, where no future can touch it. This isn't about perfection. This isn't about never feeling difficult emotions. It's about discovering what remains constant through all change, the aware presence that you are, that has never been damaged by anything it witnesses, that has never needed healing because it was never broken. Modern neuroscience is beginning to glimpse what mystics have known for millennia, that consciousness is not produced by the brain, but is the field in which brain activity appears. Like radio waves existing before the radio, awareness exists before and beyond any particular experience. You are not a person who sometimes becomes aware. You are awareness in which the person appears. But let's not get lost in concepts. The invitation is radically simple. Right now, as these words reach you, you are aware. This awareness needs no improvement, no cultivation, no spiritual practice to enhance it. It is already perfect, already complete, already what every spiritual practice points toward. The search ends, not because you find what you are looking for, but because you realize you are what you are looking for. The seeker doesn't achieve the goal. The seeker dissolves into the goal. The wave doesn't find the ocean. The wave realizes it never left the ocean. This recognition often comes with a profound tenderness, almost like grief. Grief for all the years of unnecessary seeking. Grief for all the suffering that came from believing you were separate from what you are. But underneath that grief is infinite relief. The burden you thought you were carrying, you can set it down now. The distance you thought you had to travel, there is nowhere to go. The person you thought you had to become, you already are. Here's a question that might deepen this recognition. When you were a child, before you learned to seek, before you knew you were supposed to be somewhere else or someone else, what was present then that is still present now? And here's another. In this very moment, what is aware of these words? What knows that you are reading, listening, existing right now? Can this knowing itself be known? Or is it the very capacity for all knowing? Rest in these questions, not as riddles to solve, but as doorways into the mystery of what you are. As we close, let yourself simply be, not be something, not be someone spiritual, or awakened, or enlightened. Just be. Like a tree doesn't try to be a tree. Like the sky doesn't effort to be spacious. Like water doesn't work to be wet. In this effortless being, the search completes itself, not because you have found what you were looking for, but because what you were looking for recognizes itself as what you have always been. The exhausted seeker can finally rest, not in achievement, but in the recognition that there was never anyone who needed to achieve anything. There is only this aware, present, intimate beyond measure, being itself, knowing itself, loving itself as you. Pause, breathe, rest. And if these words have touched something true in your being, consider joining us as we continue exploring the profound simplicity of what you are, not as seekers searching for truth, but as truth recognizing itself in countless ways. Until our paths cross again, in this timeless moment, be what you are.